Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Today I am going to discuss on chapter 5, that is food, nutrition and digestion. And this is, first I am going to show you what is the food. Actually food is organic, okay. What is food? Food is organic or inorganic substance or components that living organisms. Now the question is, do all the food can obtain their food by themselves? Yes, except plant makes their own food, and I am going to explain later on that. So first of all we need to know the terms have given in the name of the term. So now come to the another term, that is called nutrition. So what is nutrition? Actually, nutrition is a combination of different processes. So suppose after ingestion, then food has to be digested. After digestion, that has to be absorbed by the blood and to be taken to the different parts of the body. And that after that, different types of foods has to be used for different purposes. That is called assimilation, and that is or utilization. And lastly, the waste products has to give out from the body. That is called egestion. All these 5 processes together is called nutrition. If these 5 processes complete or their actions in their body cannot get the nutrition. What are those? Let's see. But today I am going to discuss on plant nutrients. Plant nutrition. Nutrition, you know how do the plants get their nutrition? Plant gets its nutrition as a nutrient from different sources, and these sources are air, water and salts. Nutrients are actually inorganic substances, and those cannot absorb as salt molecules. They has to be absorbed as ion. So plant sources are, first of all, soil, and mainly they have to absorb these nutrients from the soil as ions. What are the ions? Like this: calcium, magnesium, nitrate, phosphate, etc. This way plants actually absorb, and for this reason extra energy. So according to the requirement of the plants need 60 types of inorganic components from the soil. How many nutrients needed? 60 elements are needed from soil. Among them, 16 essential, and these 16 elements are essential. They are also grouped into two. Some of them are needed more and some of them are needed less. So according to their requirement, they are grouped into two. Number A, macronutrient, and number B, micronutrient. Micronutrients. Nitrogen. So nitrogen helps in production of, in formation of nucleic acid. Mainly DNA, RNA, ATP, proteins, and chlorophyll. This formation naturally is very important. So naturally, if they are not, chlorophyll is not produced, there will be no photosynthesis. If there is no photosynthesis, there is no food. If there is no food, there is no energy. So other cellular activities will not occur, then plant will die. So how important it is. Let's come to the next point. Magnesium. This is another essential nutrient for the plants. And this is magnesium's function also like nitrogen. It is also the component of chlorophyll and helps in production of chloroplast. And if there is no chloroplast, chlorophyll, chloroplast formation. So if there is no chlorophyll, there is no food, there is no photosynthesis, so no energy. So let's go for the next. I am making it short. Potassium. Potassium, one of the most important component for plants, because it letting the plant tissues to hold the water. Without presence of water, the cellular activities cannot occur. And plant is the solvent for other materials to dissolve in it for taking the part in different activities, cellular, physiological and chemical activities. And it has another function. It helps the development of roots, shoot and leaves, young leaves. Now come to the another point, that is phosphorus. We know the component I said at the beginning, the component present in or the elements present in protein are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen and phosphorus. So see, here are the three of the things very important for the synthesis of protein. That means most of the bodily part, whether it is plant or animals, this helps in DNA, helps in DNA, RNA, ATP and protein formation. In lack of this phosphorus, the root tips and stem tips growth will be stopped. Iron. Iron helps in production of cytochrome. Cytochrome is a very important component in the plants. Helps in aerobic respiration. It helps the protein in the cellular membrane. Can you remember in previous chapter while I was the aerobic respiration? Electron transport channel. There is an electron transport. There this iron supply electron production of more proton from the proteins. Without this electron, the NADP, NADH2, DH cannot release hydrogen ion, and without hydrogen ion ATP cannot be produced. Okay, so now the next one is calcium is another most important component that letting the plant formation of cell wall, helps in aerobic respiration, okay, calcium also helps in aerobic respiration, that means oxidative phosphorylation, that is another name for electron transport system. That the 4 stages of aerobic respiration, last one is electron transport system. Can you remember? That's another name is oxidative phosphorylation. That is oxidative phosphorylation. In presence of calcium, the channel of electron transport channel can work best for the formation of ATP. So these are all the components needed for the plants, which are called macronutrients. There has more 3 things. I will write here. Those are number 8, 9 and 10. What are those? Oxygen, carbon dioxide and hydrogen. Carbon dioxide, oxygen and hydrogen. Look here, this carbon, plant gets this carbon from air. And this carbon is the main component of glucose, because the elements are present in glucose are carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, and the carbon dioxide entering to the plants through the leaves. So how important it is. Plants cannot make other kind of foods like lipids and proteins. So hydrogen and oxygen, these are getting from water. You know, in photosynthesis takes place following 2 stages. In first stage, light dependent stage, water has to be break down into hydrogen, oxygen and electron. Can you remember? From without presence of hydrogen, oxygen, then carbon dioxide cannot react to produce glucose. So how important they are. So this water is coming from the soil, and this carbon dioxide is coming, carbon is coming as carbon dioxide from the air. Number B, micronutrients. So 10 macronutrients and 6 micronutrients. Z, one of the most important function, formation of chloroplast. Boron. Another thing is boron that helps in respiration. Without, why respiration needed? For the growth of to get energy for the growth of plants. Respiration. And molybdenum. Molybdenum is another important for fixation of nitrogen. You know, fixation of nitrogen means what? Nitrogen in soil. What does it mean? The nitrogen present in the soil that cannot absorb by the plant directly, that has to be turned into ammonia by the reaction of microorganisms. It is called, and it is very important for plants. Without nitrogen, at the beginning we said essential element of nitrogen, that is the formation of protein, DNA, RNA. So next one is chloride. Sugar beet. This is a radish-like plant used alternative of sugar, and hues, it is like a sugar, that the sugar we are eating. We do not know it is collected from a sugar cane or beetroot. It is the alternative of sugar, and it can produce, we can produce huge amount of sugar, that kind of plants. And chlorine helps to introduction of this kind of sugar base. Copper also helps in respiration. Manganese also helps in production of chloroplast. So these are the main function. Zinc has chloroplast and respiration. Boron helps in growth of tips. And by this way, nutrients helps in growth of plants.